that side, empty. That river's empty. It'll be full in 6 hours. We made it to Nova Scotia. It's cool and blowing. We're at the Welcome Center right now. Took a little potty break. Us and Sarge both. I never record doing this, but when we auto level the coach, check it out. It dumps the airbags. And then the jacks, they're going down right now. So all 4 jacks go down, and then actually there's a bubble level in the center of the coach, and then when it gets in that sweet spot, it quits. So now the coach is doing an auto level. One side up, one side down. It might go through like 10 or 15 gyrations. There you go. If you look close, you can see it going up or down. It gets it pretty close too. It's usually right on. And that must have had it because it's quit. Or Pam overrode it and she's gonna try to do it herself. Pam and I are heading down to catch our Uber to Halifax to do the 6-hour city bus tour. Might be our driver right there, I'm not sure. No, not him. Okay.
Hello.
Good morning.
Very good morning. Mark.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Oh yeah, I am from also in Montreal.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Too big, yeah.
Yeah.
Too much rush over there.
Yeah.
Many people, yeah.
And then we're going to Nova Scotia for a month. And then Newfoundland for a month.
Oh, okay.
Coffee and a cinnamon roll at the Wired Monk. We're heading down to the tour right now. Pretty old buildings here.
Want a cheap souvenir for Nova Scotia, guys? All you gotta do is grab a Canadian dime. Because on the back of our dime is the blue nose. 45 for kitty corner. Or diagonally across here, okay? Now there's no path that takes you directly. You gotta go in and out, okay? Now as soon as you go through the gates, you wanna grab a cup of coffee, a really good cup of coffee, or you need a bathroom break, those are the washrooms right there, okay? So through the gates, coffee there. And now if you lose your bearings, right here, there's a huge green Victorian fountain. So try to find that. I'm going to be parked right here, okay?
We're taking the bus walking tour. We dropped us off at the public gardens for 20 minutes to walk through. It's a really great tour so far. The guy's very informative, very knowledgeable. And this place is pretty. Over there. The tour guide was telling us about some of the trees that were vandalized or abandoned, and that's one of them right there. It's a shame. The tour guide dropped us off and gave us 20 minutes to walk through the park here. It's beautiful. The more you walk, the more you see. Downtown Halifax. Behind me is the Citadel. That's the town clock. There's the Citadel. We're here for the noon firing. There's our tour guide operator up there with a white van. He's a super duper nice guy. We're here at the Citadel for the noon firing of the cannon. The fellas are up there. They're going to give us a 30-second warning before they shoot it off.
I don't want you to cover her ears. So this was the final body pulled out of the water, 328. But see, I can barely make the names out on them, guys. Now, she was identified through the pillbox she had on her. When they pulled her out of the water, she had a pillbox. They opened it up, inside was the address of a pharmacist from Ireland. They contacted that pharmacist. Any of who owns this pillbox? Margaret Rice does. She also perished on the Titanic with 3 sons, all under the age of 10. The one right in front of the bush here is J.P. Clark. He was a bass fiddle player on board. So there's 41 unidentified. So you're going to see a stark contrast, what we're seeing here, what we're going to see at Fairview Lawn when we get there. I mean, if I was a Titanic victim, I want to be buried here because nobody's walking over top of me, right? Second-class passengers were given canvas bags, and third-class passengers just thrown on ice. So all the large ones are paid through family members, Titanic Society, or Bruce Ismay paid for a couple of them. To get it all in and nobody in the background. That's the $1 million shot right there.
These are all victims of the
Titanic.
April
So
15th.
Get your mark, your quotas here. Now, Ismay, the chairman of White Star Line, see those guys? Had this erected for his long faithful service. So when Ismay was on a ship, this guy was beside him. So let's stop reading the poem with this one here. All these large ones have pointed little poems on them. Each man stood his post as the weaker ones went by. Showed once more to the world how English men should die. You notice it says SS Titanic. That's incorrect. It should read RMS Titanic. There were 7 million articles of mail on board Titanic. RMS is Royal Mail Steamer. SS is steam ship. Good. So from right about here, guys, you can get this all in one shot again. So over here you see Alma Paulson. She perished with her 4 children on Titanic. For years and years they thought Gostin Leonard was the unknown child. That's why he's buried kitty corner to her. As I mentioned, they exhumed the body of the unknown child back in 2001, and they were able to figure out who he was, Sidney Leslie Goodwin. So see people come here and lay toys here for the little one. He was actually a first-class steward, and on his body, when they recovered him, he had a key in his pocket that said Pensionman Key. The Pensionman Key was the key to the liquor cabinet. They sold it for $131,000 US for a key, old rusted old key. So this one here, John Law Hume. He was the violinist on board Titanic. Now, a few years ago, beside his headstone was a little black box. So I reached over, opened it up, inside of it, the tiniest little violin you'd ever see. The thing was beautiful. I'm thinking to myself, that ain't gonna last long. Took a picture of it. I knew it wouldn't last. 3 days later, I came by. Well, next couple of days was here. Came on the 3rd day, it was gone. So I asked Bonnie, so Bonnie, did you took that violin off of Hume's headstone? We never touched it. Somebody stole it. And he was identified through the photograph. They paid double wages, double rum rations for the gruesome job of recovery.
Titanic gravesite. I didn't realize it, but the tombstones are in the shape of a ship. Like the bow of a ship.
Titanic passengers saved while they're being towed to Halifax. It gets worse. All Titanic passengers are safe, transferred in lifeboats at sea. Boy, did they get that wrong.
Lunch on the van tour.
There, so I can see the
Thanks.
And this is the platter. Thank you. Can I get you guys any ketchup, vinegar, salt, and pepper?
Ketchup, please.
Yeah.
And you?
Yeah, later one.
Lunch in downtown Halifax. Looking over the harbor. There's the ferry boat there we'll bring back. When we're done, we'll ride the ferry back over. Just had a nice lunch. The tour director brought us to his favorite place, Evans. There's a market here. You can look around, shop around. What a lovely day. Downtown Halifax.
Now the fishermen, when they catch them, the first thing they do is they flip them over. There's eggs in here, they call that buried. They'll automatically throw them back. And if it does have eggs in it, once they throw it back, they'll notch the tail. They said it's a breeding lobster. So next time somebody catches one that has the notched tail, they'll put it right back in the water again, right? You want to keep the stocks up, right?
Nice.
So Captain's got a request out for a big one there. He's trying to find a big one for me. We had one here with 70 pounds. We call her Lucy. But she was getting after a while. She's losing her strength to feed themselves with. So underneath here, there's it's like a little serrated blade. So they'll take the lobster or whatever to catch it, and they'll just kind of cut it off in little pieces like that. Okay.
That is a good tour guide right there. sir.